Jackson Radio Show.
You want some signs? So Killer Mike, he's a rapper. He put out a statement or something on his Facebook or whatever. He said, if you're his kid, he says, if you go to attend this walkout that they were planning for the schools, he says you can walk out of the house. Because here's a guy that understands what guns can really mean in protecting himself and his family. Now, look, I don't know if this guy is one of these rappers that's, from the streets and all that. Probably so. But he gets it. I'm from the streets. I've seen shootouts. And I've also lived in the country where I know what a firearm is supposed to be and the safety therein. But here's the thing about the gun control thing. And by the way, this is the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. If you want to reach us, 844-551-8255. This gun control discussion is going to be the death knell of leftism. They believe that they've trained enough people to be able to say, look, guns are bad, and that's the end of it. That's not the case. When you get a guy like Rapper Mike, or you get Ice-T, or you get Samuel L. Jackson, by the way, both of those guys, again, strong, supposedly liberal Democrats, who when you get into the concept of guns go, nah, they lose blacks. They're going to lose blacks on that issue. Here's another thing they're going to lose blacks on. They're going to lose blacks on the issue of Stormy Daniels and trying to make hay out of this story where Donald Trump, billionaire playboy, may have, quote, slept with a porn star, during his marriage or whatever. I mean, they're watching Clinton play the saxophone all over again, meaning that people don't look at those things as they see the flaws therein, but they look at that as making him human. And I'm just telling you, look, this is not, I'm not moralizing about it one way or the other. Y'all leave that for you to decide. What I'm telling you is it's a sign. When you look at how they've used black culture and you ask yourself, how's Trump winning these folks back little by little? Because the black vote is being won. It's being won back little by little. Donald Trump's doubled his black vote since his election. And I'm going to predict again, because this is the project we're working on, he's going to get another 3 to 6% when it's all said and done. And it's going to be the undoing of the Democrats. That's why they've shifted to this sanctuary city and all this other stuff, which, by the way, is not going to win. You cannot win telling people, I'm not going to protect you. I'm going to protect illegals over you. Folks, these are signs. The Democrats have no policy position that can defeat you, that can defeat the conservative movement. Not a single one. All you have to do is be vigilant, stay strong, stay steadfast in what you believe. And I'm telling you, they are going to crumble. They are so used to this system working for them, where they say it, leftists repeat it, legislatively somebody endorses it and implements it with or without you. And there it goes. It's just like, okay, well, I just got Obamacare put on me. I didn't really want it. And then you try to get it out and they're like, oh, it'll kill the widows and orphans and whatever else. And you have a president now who's saying, I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how it's been done. It's fake news and I'm going to do it my way, which, by the way, is the common sense way. You'll get it and so will your peers. And everybody's going, it's mystical and it's magical. No, it isn't. It's just common sense. Donald Trump has come along in the era of common sense where it doesn't exist. And he does most of these things based on just good, solid, things that you would do if you ran the country. And don't misunderstand me. There's some moves he's making with trade and things like that where he's playing a little bit of chicken. But guess what? I know who's going to blink. I know who's going to swerve the car and get out of the way. China will. Russia will. North Korea will. And Donald Trump knows the art of the deal. He knows what he's got to play with. And he knows. See, here's the thing about a negotiation. You know what your strengths are. And you also know how far you're willing to give in. That's what you need in a negotiation. Everything else is nuance from there. But if you keep that in mind, like, I'm the only guy who can manufacture this at this price or in this quantity or whatever, and this is the price that I'm firmly willing to go to. So if you make a widget and somebody needs that widget and they want to get you down that, and your cost on it is, say, 50 cents to make, and you want to make $1, Right? So you want to sell it for $1.50. And you say to yourself, the lowest I'm willing to go is $1. I'm going to make double my profit. I'm the only guy. So let's say there's two competitors and they got certain amount of quantity, whatever that information is, you know, here's my capacity. Here's all the things that could sway me in terms of what I want to do with this. But here's my bottom line. And as long as you go and somebody says, well, you know, we were thinking about, 80 cents. And you go, well, then you're probably thinking about that with somebody else. Because you can say that definitively. You don't have to go, I wonder if this is a negotiation. He may be feeling you out, but you can say, if you think you're going to get this product for 80 cents from me, then you're obviously, I would suggest you get help. You need to go and recalibrate. So you're giving the guy an idea. Oh, that's crazy. Now, the way you say it might make it seem like, well, we're close, or you may make it sound like you are so far off it's not even worthy of discussion. That's the nuance of the negotiation. Trump's good at this. But what I can tell you is he already knows what he's willing to go to when he gets into that negotiation. However he plays it in the public, you can look at it any way you want. He knows. And that's a good thing. So when you look at all these things that are happening, these signs, folks, these guys protesting guns, don't you worry about your guns being confiscated. What should be happening is you should be saying to the Democrats, hey, keep coming after the guns. Come on. Bait those clowns. They're never going to get our guns. Never. Not as long as we exist, they're never going to get our guns. The Democrats have no policy position that can defeat you, that can defeat the conservative movement. Not a single one. All you have to do is be vigilant, stay strong, stay steadfast in what you believe, and I'm telling you they are going to crumble. The question becomes, do they do enough damage to these youngsters to make them willingly want to give them up? Nobody's going to give up that protection as long as we're around. We make too much sanity around guns. By the way, the NRA, the amount of money that they have, the amount of lobby power, etc., this should never even be a discussion. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what it is why they play the games that they play, because there's no reason for us. For example, the statistics of gun use and prevention of crimes is an easy win. The statistics around gun use in preventing and talking about it in terms of rape and talking about it in terms of and as I said, preventing other crimes, but I'm talking about putting it in terms of women's issues, putting it in terms of black issues, etc. It's so easy to do that it should never be discussed. If they wanted to do this, they could, and they could end this discussion. The end all be all of this discussion is, who are you to tell me what lengths I should be willing to go to protect myself? Oh, Kevin, society will do it for you. Okay, then how many crimes do cops solve versus the number, or committed versus the number of crimes that there are police officers? In other words, if there are 50 crimes committed in a city, or obviously there's more than that. Let's say New York's got 1,000 cops. How many crimes are committed every day? I don't know how many, but it's got to be multiple thousands. Robberies, burglaries, rapes, shootings, stabbings, beatings, etc. There's got to be thousands. So, in other words, in order for you to be able to protect me, you would have to assign me a cop. That's the net of it. If you can't assign me a police officer, you can't protect me. It's pretty much that simple. So, in order for me to increase the odds of my ability to protect myself, I either learn a martial arts, which is helpful to a degree, or I can get a firearm. There's nothing inside of human nature that says I won't protect myself. Give me the weakest need sissified liberal you can tell that you have, and I can put them in circumstances where they would say, man, if I'd only had a gun. Now, when you can get that out of people, then you can move forward with the progressive agenda. But until that happens, where I heard somebody the other day say, I'm not one for the death penalty But in that person that killed my relative or my mother or my cousin or my brother or my sister, I could see myself wanting to be the one to pull the plug or, inject the needle, because that's the way things work. Until it applies to you, it's theoretical. It doesn't exist. Why is there a need for a gun? Said every liberal who's sitting behind, protective walls or, in this gauntlet of protection of so many people. It's easy for them to say they don't see themselves in harm's way. They are never in harm's way. Put them in the circumstance and then let them talk about it. That's all you got to do. Anyway, I didn't plan on covering this much on guns. I wanted to get into another story that's a sign, but we'll talk about it very shortly, as guess what? Time's flying when you're having fun. We'll be back.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.